Are you leaving your family a legacy of wealth or of debt? Stay tuned. We'll help you figure out how to do the first. Welcome to the WorkHARDAholic Show with your host, the original WorkHARDaholic, Shirley Crawford, author, speaker, and small business consultant for over 20 years, helping you to work hard, play harder, and business better. Hello, 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 and welcome back to WorkHARDaholics. This is Shirley Crawford, your host, the original WorkHARDaholic, and today, okay, as many of you all know, and if you don't know, how do you not know? I just had a birthday. Feliz cumpleaños to me. And so, for my birthday, trying to decide what I wanted to do. At a certain point in your life, you've kind of done a lot, you've had a lot, you get a little jaded. All right. So I wanted to make sure that I made my birthday special because this is like your personal holiday. All right. And so there are certain things I knew I wanted for myself. And the things that I want, especially when it comes to material, items, they're not always like the big thing. Like I'm not really into cars like Christina. I like them. 'Em, they're fine, does it run. Um, I don't need to floss in certain ways. I don't need to, have, like, lots of jewelry or whatever else. I like what I like. And so, there have been a couple of items that I've just really wanted, and I am so doggone cheap. I just didn't wanna buy them. It didn't matter that I had the money for them. Irrelevant. I didn't wanna buy them. And one of them, as you will see, I gifted myself a couple of things that I wanted for my birthday, and there's a third that I'm waiting to hear if I won the auction for. See, that's the kind of stuff I want. You got to auction. So I got myself the lovely pair of green Converse high top. That's right, the classics. My sister and I also got some other flowers from some family members, and then I got my Cowboys hoodie, and I'm in an auction for a signed Tony Dorsett Cowboys jersey. So hopefully we'll hear about that soon. Now, for some of you, none of that means anything. It's not the thing that's important to you. But the bottom line is for the thing that is important to you, can you get it? Can you do it? Do you have to budget a whole year before you can have that thing that you want? And so, another, like, I flex in different ways. So, my flex is I measure success in two ways. One is that I can be there for my mother whenever, however, with whatever she needs. If she tells me tomorrow she needs to go to the moon, I want to be able to provide her transportation and not there be no boundaries or limitations. If a way exists, I want to be able to do that for her. My other is that I can travel without thought. And that's my quote, to travel without thought. So for my birthday, I spent the birthday at the beach. Loved it. I took a dolphin tour, which is something I've never done before because you can see the dolphins from your windows. Why am I getting in a boat? But I was like, it's something different. But I literally, got my hotel room the day before. I made my arrangements the day before. And for many years, like, oh no, you have to do the whole 90 days in advance to get the best deal. And I didn't care. That's my little flex. I can do that. Can you? If your family has a need, if the refrigerator breaks down, um, repairs for the car, like all these things, and little Johnny needs braces, can you comfortably do any of those things? And I'm not trying to depress you. And this is if you are an employee, an employer, an entrepreneur, whatever you are you in a position that you have the legacy to leave something more than debt for the next generation, to leave something more than debt for or well wishes for that organization that you believe in? Do you have the wherewithal to be more than another leech in society? I was trying to think of a nice way to put it, but a lot of us we take, and we have nothing to give. We're waiting for someone else to give us what we want, to give us what we need. We're waiting for a social program, our boss. Everybody owes us something. No one owes you anything. Your paycheck isn't owed, it's earned. You worked for it, you received it. I did the work, I put out a contract, I give you the invoice, you're paying me. You're not doing me any favors. That's mine. So when I've been really thinking about that legacy, that longevity of your impact in this life, a big part is that it's financial, right? Do you have an estate? Do you have a trust? Are you leaving anything to the next generation? Or are you sucking it all up because you're just trying to survive because we're all living longer? Do you have a game plan in place? And for many of us, we were trained that credit is bad. We were trained that you should never have a credit card, you should never get a loan, that you buy for what you want. A lot of us even believe we shouldn't put our money in the bank. Um, and even with recent events, I would still say, what? If you're not a part of the system, then more than likely you're a pawn in the system. You're either a part or a pawn. That's the way that it works. And a part, you're a player. Right? It's just like the Monopoly board. You can be the dog or the shoe and move from, Baltic Avenue to Park Place. Or you can be like the chance card that we look at and we discard and like, yeah, whatever. We did that task and throw it away. I want more for you. And so today, as part of our conversation, I really want to talk to you about your personal credit. And for those of you who are really loving up, I want to talk about your business credit. How to develop it. What should you be looking at? What are the tools? What are the things you should be utilizing to increase your gameplay, to increase your ability to be able to have what you want, when you want it, where you want it, without having to beg, borrow, and steal. If that's what you want, if that's what you want for you as well, stay tuned after this commercial break. We'll have more. Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA.
Listen, attorney Alex Taylor is a soldier in a suit, defending anyone with criminal charges, DUIs, and more. Call Alex Taylor, your soldier in a suit, at 804-500-5000.
I'm Alex Taylor. Don't face your criminal charges alone. Put a former prosecutor with 30 years of experience on your side. Let me show you how a soldier fights for your freedom.
Call 804-500-5000 or go to alextaylorlaw.com.
Wouldn't it be convenient and safe to communicate with your dentist, pediatrician, medical doctor, or mental health professional anywhere you are without actually traveling to our medical centers?
Well, you can with a televisit at your local Capital Area Health Network. Call us at 780-0840 or go to cahealthnet.org. Find out how a televisit may be your best option. We are the Capital Area Health Network, the heart of the community.
During these challenging times, Richmond Dentistry for Children wants to remind you that we've been here for you and your children for over 25 years. Your child's body is their temple and their teeth are the doorway to good health. We provide compassionate pediatric dental care Monday through Friday. Call 804-780-2888 for your appointment or come to our office at 300 West Broad Street. RichmondDentistryForChildren.com, serving Central Virginia. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Ladies, are you ready for an afternoon of tea, networking, and inspiration? Join us for the annual Boss Ladies Who Tea event happening on July 15th at Meadowbrook Country Club. Sip on specialty teas, connect with like-minded women, and hear from guest speakers. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, so don't wait. Just search Boss Ladies Who Tea and get your tickets today. You don't want to miss this exclusive event.
Welcome back, and thank you again to our sponsors who make this show possible. Okay, so talking about my recent birthday, talking about legacy, here's the thing. Uh, Initially, when I first started in business, I didn't have a lot of monetary goals. Like I told you all before, how I measured success, and it wasn't really monetary. It was based off of things that I wanted to accomplish and do. As I go and grow in business, I recognize that it's good to have a dollar amount that I'm aiming towards, and I do. You don't even know what it is, but I do. I have set goals that I make for each year, and then I get to break them back because I'm all about the quantifiable goals. So when I look at my business goals, which is where I look at the most to say, how many clients do I need to accomplish this? And if I want to do that, etc. A lot of you, in order for you to get your business to where it needs to be, you're going to need some business credit. Okay. So shake off that thought process that credit is terrible. Cash is not king, credit is king. For the 4th of July, I actually went to King's Dominion. Do you know that they're cashless? You can't buy anything with money. I recognize that's the signs of time, but that's the signs of the time. So if you're a person that's like, well, I don't have a credit card, they will let you buy one for the day so that you can use it. And they're not the only place. But the thing is, when you're trying to set up for your business, especially if you need equipment, right? A lot of you are in industries where you need certain things for the business and they're not $5, they're $5,000 or $50,000. In order to properly play in the game with the big boys, you need the big toys. And so if you're looking to do that, does your business have the credit to do so? Well, before your business can have it, you normally have to be a personal guarantee, or PG, as they say in the credit industry. So that means that your personal credit has to be at a certain level. Generally speaking, for you to have your business to be able to buy a building, to buy equipment, to buy all the fancy things that you need, you generally have to have a personal credit score. 650 is the minimum. 680 or above is the norm. You need to have a 680, a good credit mix, credit utilization, normally under 10%. Although generally and personal credit, we like to have that even lower. If it sounds like I'm talking Greek, hold on. I'm just giving you the overview of that, but let's break that down. The bottom line is, for you to have good business credit, normally when you're getting started, that means you have to personally guarantee, which means you have to have good personal credit. After the business has established itself for a while, then they will no longer look at your PG. They'll no longer look at your personal guarantee. They will only look at the business, but you have to get there first. So let's talk a little bit about what's involved in helping you get some good personal credit. In order to get there, there are some basic things that you need to understand about how credit is even created. So when it comes to credit, you don't start off with a zero. That's not the way it works. All right. So credit generally goes from like 350 to 850. And if you have done nothing, if you've never gotten a credit card, you're going to be at the lower end of that. Right. And so there are scales to show you like what's good credit. So generally speaking, if you are in most people should desire to be around 700. All right. So 680, 700, that's when you can normally get whatever you want if you have the right like mix of credit. That's a whole other piece to that. So I don't want to get too far. I just want to get you started. First things first, have you all looked at your credit? It sounds like a silly question. Have you all seen your own credit report? All right. I'm hoping that you're a bunch of yeses. Here is the deal. So if you apply for something, and this is not the way I want you to do it, I'm just letting you know. If you apply for something and they run your credit, if they deny you, then you can get a free copy of all 3 of your credit reports, right? So there are 3 different credit agencies, and they each report differently, right? So if someone might just report to TransUnion, some company you have might only do Equifax, the other might just do Experian. So all 3 of those scores can be totally different, although they're pretty similar. It just depends on who's reporting and how they're reporting. Okay, that's the first thing. So you look at that and you're going, okay, I can get my credit report if I was denied credit. I don't want you to do that because that's called an inquiry, and it's a hard inquiry. If they ever grab and ask for a copy of your credit report, it's a hard inquiry and it stays on your credit record. Okay. And the banks, the credit cards, the loan facility, they look to see if you have an inquiry. They're looking for an account to say you got approved. If that doesn't match up, then that hard inquiry goes as a negative impact for you. It's a small piece of the puzzle, but it's still there. Right? What you can do is once a year, you can get a free copy of your credit report from all three bureaus. Once a year, you get it for free. All right. There's like annual credit report. There's a bunch of websites. You can get the actual pulling of your credit report one time, free, no charge. Outside of that, you have to pay for it. The other option that a bunch of us use are things like Credit Karma. All right. And so they will, although there are Experian has their own program, like various ones have programs where you can see what's on your credit. This is why this is relevant. Like the one that I use now, I use my free score now, which is paid. And so what happens is that you can see who's been reporting about you. Like on my credit, when the first time I went to pull it, there's someone else's name that has my name mixed in on my credit report. That's scary. All right. So first you're going to pull it, then you're going to check to see what your score is, how you're rating. Are you fair? Are you poor? Are you good? Are you very good? And then you're going to have some time to actually look at beyond the numbers. You're going to look at like credit utilization. I said credit card, but it's credit utilization. All right. So generally speaking, you can have multiple accounts. You can have your credit cards, your mortgage, or hopefully to even get you to the point of having a mortgage. But they look at the how much of your credit are you using. So, like currently, I have I think I'm right at 10%. I'd like to be underneath 4%. So that means if I have $1,000 of credit, which is not a lot. If I have $1,000 of credit, I only want to be using 4% or less of that. Like really. So 10% is a good place to stay, but if you can get 4% or less, that's going to really like bolster your personal credit. I'm not going to get all crazy into it right now. I really want you just to know the basics. Make sure you've pulled your annual credit report if you haven't already. Monitor it on a program like Credit Karma or Experian, some of the free options. And then you're going to make sure you're actually paying attention to how you're using your credit. All right? The age of your credit matters. For some of you, it might be a good idea to have a secured credit card or some other way of looking into that so that you can build up credit. Because if you are a quinquagenarian and you only have a credit life of 5 years, then all of your lenders are going to look at you like, what? You've been around for 50 years and you've only had credit for 5? What was going on? So there are workarounds for that. There are all kinds of things that you can do with that. And I'm going to pause now because I really want to get to the business credit. And so as I talk about that, if you're really fascinated, you're very interested, let me know, because if you haven't figured it out yet, one of my newest projects, right, because who needs more, is I'm helping people get business credit. I'm not ready for you all yet. I am just delving into it. I'm doing family, friends, and clients only at the moment. Because here is the deal. I talk to so many of you all, and you have these aspirations for your business, and you can't get it done because you don't know the basics about credit. So because of the need of my clients, that kind of brought me on board to do more of this. So I'll probably tell you more in the future, but for now, start with those basics. We're going to go to a commercial break, and then I'm going to come back and talk to you a little bit more about how you can get started to even know about your business credit. See you after the break.
Life can be a struggle. Find hope, healing, and answers at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place to encounter God through uplifting worship, singing, prayer, the preach word, and fellowship. One step can change your life. One step could shift your destiny. There has never been a better time to take that step than now. Come be our guest every Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place where you belong.
Are you ready to level up your smartphone videography skills? Want to learn how to capture better interviews, content, and learn how to edit using Canva? Whether you are a beginner looking to dive into the world of videography or an experienced creator seeking to enhance your skills, then our Learn by Doing workshops are for you. Reserve your spot and start creating incredible videos. Visit powerupvideo.com today. Click Workshops.
And coming up next, we have financial news you can use from Lawrence Roberts.
Previously, we talked about the importance of life insurance, some myths surrounding life insurance in our community, and how these myths and reality versus what's going on. Life insurance is a bad investment, or I only want term life insurance, term insurance. That's fine. Let's put it in perspective. Life insurance is not an investment. Life insurance is meant to be life insurance. It's protection. It protects your lifestyle, protects your family. It does those things. It is not an investment. Let investments be investments. Let life insurance be life insurance. You can get a cash value out of some life insurance policies, but the reality of it is life insurance is life insurance. Investments are investments. Guarantees, when you look at things, another myth. I have courage to work. I have coverage through my job or work. That's enough. That's great. I'm happy for you. In reality, I would never tell anyone to cancel the life insurance they have at their job because they got life insurance with me or some other company outside their job. But in reality, very few people are going to stay at their job today 30 years. And if you do, you can give yourself a pat on the back because you're probably one of the few, which is fine. But now, when you look at this here as a whole totality of it, when you leave that job, what do you have? You might want something that's going to be there when you do leave the job, you do retire, when you do control your time to the point where, hey, your whole objective is, do I want to cut the grass today or tomorrow? You just enjoying vacation, enjoying retirement, doing whatever those things that you wanted to do and that you didn't do before because you was busy working. That's what, and not only that, again, like I stated earlier, life insurance is there to provide for your family in death and in life, okay? We don't know when we're going to leave here, this earth. However, you still want something to be there because most people do not want to leave debt behind. You want to make sure that's taken care of and covered. Again, it allows you the opportunity to invest and do more things because you know you have that covered, that taken care of. So now with that in place, hey, I can do more investing. I can do other things. That's the beauty of having life insurance, even after when you get ready to leave your job, even after work. My parents did not leave me anything, and I worked hard. My kids can make their own way. They are on their own. I'm going to repeat that a little bit because I've actually heard that. And like I said, these are myths. I worked hard. My children can work hard. They're on their own. They can figure it out for themselves. That's fine and dandy, but reality. We're supposed to make our lives a little bit better for them. Are you leaving them a mint? No. Are you putting them into a new zip code? No. But you're still providing for them. Again, this is all about you and setting that foundation so that you're able to do other things. That's the importance of having life insurance, all right? And again, take the time to talk to a professional to know what's important, what amount you can have and should have for yourself to take care of you and your family. I'm Lawrence Roberts with New York Life. You can reach me at 804-746-3714, or you can also find me on my website, lawrencevroberts.com. Again, I'm Lawrence Roberts with New York Life. Thank you.
All right, now it's time for fashion and entrepreneurship with Ashley Jefferson.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ashley Jefferson, owner of Very Ashley, and welcome to today's segment of fashion and entrepreneurship. In last episode, we discussed tips for self-care for the busy entrepreneur. And I kind of want to keep talking about that and give you 5 more tips. Self-care is really, really important, especially for the entrepreneur who is wearing a lot of hats. So I want to jump right in and give you 5 more tips on how to take care of yourself when you are running the world or running through the world of entrepreneurship. One tip that you need to do, or one other tip that you need to do, is stay active. A lot of times we let exercise kind of fall to the wayside when we're busy trying to build a business. It's important, though, to get up a little bit early or to go to bed just a little bit later so that you can factor in that time for exercise, running outside or going to the gym, play with the dog, go for a brisk walk, anything like that. Definitely stay active. If you're sitting in front of the computer all day, just typing or on the phone all day, you're not taking care of your body. You're completely forgot your body. And you cannot perform well when you can't think well, or if you can't breathe well, or you can't move well. So you have to take care of your body. So remember to factor in your exercise. Another tip, mini escapes. Now, I know a lot of entrepreneurs cannot do 2 or 3 week vacations, and some people are struggling for just a 1 week or a 3-day vacation. Well, here I'm going to tell you that once a month, you need to take a day off, at least. Whatever it is, you need to take a day off. If you can, stay in your house if that's all you can do. But if you can, go away, go do a staycation, go to a hotel and order room service, just 24 hours away, phone off, lights off, email off, and just be in your own space on your own vacation. Enjoy the swimming pool if you're at a hotel. Enjoy all of their services, their gym. I said room service already. You need to take a vacation. If you can factor in a full weekend, great. If you can do a week, fantastic. But once a month, you must do a mini escape away from the world. Another thing, remember your loved ones. Okay, I know a lot of busy professionals who haven't seen their mom in quite a while. You probably don't talk to your kids as much as you used to. Your cousins, your brothers and sisters, or just your friends and family that you love. You need to check in with them. Schedule the check-ins on your calendar. Put it in there. 15-minute phone conversation with mom. Spend the mornings with your kids, or after when they get off work, or when you get home from work. Whatever it is, a day, a week. Figure it out. Factor in your family. Your family is so important, and you cannot forget them. Everybody's schedule is different, but it is your responsibility to plug them in there somewhere. And here's another tip. Let your family know that you're busy and that you're factoring them in. Say, Mom, I got this day a week for you. I mean, they'll understand. After a while, they'll understand, especially when you start producing. So that's really important. Same thing with extended families and friends. Another thing, I'm giving you all these tips, but guess what? We need to practice some self-compassion, because you're not going to get it all right. We're going to screw up. It's just Murphy's Law. So just say, okay, I messed up today. I missed this phone call. I didn't send this email fast enough. I didn't meet this deadline. It is okay. Your world is not going to end. I promise you. And if you feel like your world is going to end, go to sleep, wake up. Tomorrow is another day to start a whole new journey in the world. It is okay to mess up. The key is to just get back up and to try once again. And lastly, in the last episode, I said I'm not a doctor. I'm just here to help entrepreneurs move on in their life. So if you really need help, contact the professional. Mental health care is important. I go to a therapist every other week at ThriveWorks. You guys can do BetterHelp or wherever you can go. Professional mental health care is not a bad thing. Actually, it's a blessing. And it's time that we start to talk a little bit more about that. It's time to say, if you need help, get help. It's totally okay. There are therapists out there that are specifically designed for entrepreneurs, and they understand exactly what it is that you need and what we're going through. And I encourage you all to make sure you check in with somebody who is a professional. Get help when you need it. I'm Ashley Jefferson, right here on WorkHARDAholics, Fashion and Entrepreneurship. Please check in next week to hear what I got to say. But if you don't want to wait that long, visit vastylemag.com or shopveryashley.com. Shop Very Ashley on all social media networks, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, so today we're talking about your legacy and to make sure that you're leaving more than debt for your family and those that you care about. Okay, so we talked a little bit about personal credit, and we're really just barely scratching the surface, but I want to get you thinking about it. I want you to be more aware. For your business, if you're trying to grow, you have to put something in if you want something to come out. My pastor, who was a Navy man, he always talks about, we always talk about waiting for your boat to come in. I'm waiting for my ship to come in. It was an old saying of an older generation. And he used to always say, did you send one out? Then how are you expecting one to come in? This is the deal with your money, your financing. And so you want that big project with the government, but you need this equipment. And can your business afford it? And so when it comes to your business credit, as I said before, especially when you're getting started, 90% of the time they're going to require a PG, which is a personal guarantee. So if you don't have good personal credit, you can say bye-bye to your business credit. So that's why we started talking about just a little bit about that personal credit and what it looks like and what it means and all that good stuff. And so now I want to launch into just the beginning of business credit, because a lot of people don't even know. Like, do you even know, like, what agency actually measures and scales your business credit? Like you heard me say for personal credit, we talked about Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Do you know which agency it is for your business? You're making these purchases. How do you know if you want to get that line of credit, or if you need credit cards for your business or a loan for some other purchase? Do you even know what they're measuring, what they're looking at, how that all happens? If you didn't know, you will in just a moment. So here's the deal. Those other three agencies, and they're the three main bureaus. There are others, but those other three main agencies, that's personal credit. That is surely as an individual. It's not Second Chance. It's not the Women's Business Center. It's none of these things. That's personal credit. For your business, you want to establish business credit. And that means you want to establish business credit so that when you're getting to the next purchase, they don't have to go back and look to see what your score is. But keeping in mind, as I said before, when you're getting started, if you want business credit, you need to be starting off with a 650 at the lowest. 680 or around there is really ideal, but it still deals with the age of your credit utilization, all that good stuff. But even as you're getting started, you have to make sure you're setting up your business for success. So the first thing to know is your businesses, I always talk about your EIN as your business social security number. Here's where that differs. So I always say when you're going to go open up that business bank account, you use your EIN, which is your employer identification number. When it comes to credit, the EIN is not the answer. Nope, not at all. You need a DUNS number. And I'm not a big DUNS fan, Dun & Bradstreet, because it's been bastardized in such a way that when you call, it used to be the DUNS was a free number. It's still a free number, but it was a free number. The government used it. The United States government used it for everything, for your grants, for federal funding, the whole nine. They use it to track industry information, all kinds of great things. But then when you would call to get your DUNS number, because that was, you called. You do it online now, but it used to be you had to pick up the phone and call. They would spend 20 minutes trying to sell you something. This credit product, this product, this product. And it became such a sales pitch. It was a pain in every aspect of your body to have to do it. So the federal government said, enough of this done situation. And now they've created the UEI. Now, if you are a business owner and you're talking about your credit, the UEI isn't for that. The UEI is a number that the federal government is using, once again, for federal funding to get a grant. So if you're on SAM, which is the electronic system to be able to procure a grant or whatever else from the federal government, you need a UEI. But if you're out here in these streets and you're trying to get a loan, a credit card, you need a DUNS number. Until the system changes, that's where it is. The UEI is very new, but it's specifically for the federal government, funding, grants, etc. But if you're talking credit, you need a DUNS number, period. So you get your DUNS number. It's still free to get. They're still going to try to sell you stuff. You can try to do it online. It does not like Macs. Not very friendly to Macs at all. Find somebody who has an old PC. Go apply for your DUNS number. Don't do it on your iPad. You'll hold up the process and you'll end up having to call. Okay? So you get your DUNS number, right? And so you start doing things. And even if you're doing, there are certain Net 30 that you can get. Net 30 means it's a company that you get something from them and you pay it back in 30 days. These are some of the easier ways to establish credit for your business that doesn't require a lot from you, right? So Office Depot, I believe, is still one. Quill, which is a division in partnership with Staples, like Office Supply, Uline. You can go register. You'll still have to put your personal information in, but you can set up a line of credit. Well, it's really a net 30. You buy your whatever you need from Uline, sells everything, boxes, etc. Quill will give all your office equipment. You buy it. You have 30 days to pay it back. Never be late on your payments, not even a day. Make sure you're making payments, 100% payment history. And now you are establishing business credit. Why? Because they report to DUNS. They report to the credit bureaus, so that now you are establishing business credit. And we're almost out of time, and I have barely scratched the surface. So I'm going to throw some other things out there at you very quickly. Something I highly suggest that you get, and I really should have an affiliate link, and I don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. You want to get a NAV account, as a navigation, NAV, a NAV account, and this is how you're going to monitor. The same way for Credit Karma, you can monitor your personal credit. With NAV, you're going to be able to navigate and to stay on top of your business credit. See what you have going on there. See what your score is right now. And they have a bunch of options, but NAV is actually free. I do recommend the paid, but for now, just to get started, make sure you have all of the logistics set up for your business. That means everything with regards to your LLC, S Corp, C Corp. You have your EIN. You have your DUNS number. You have your UEI. You have a business bank account. You have a proper business address. You have all the things that make your business legitimate. Open your NAV account. And there are a bunch of other things you can do as well, but this will at least get you started on the road to legacy. All right. If you'd like more information, feel free to drop me a line, Shirley at WorkHARDaholics.com. Or if you're on our social media, DM us there accordingly, and we're happy to help. All right. Until next time, live better, do better, be better, and happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta. Like, share, subscribe, repeat. Like, share, subscribe, repeat. 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 Thanks for tuning in to WorkHARDaholics. Support our show by following on YouTube and all major social media platforms at WorkHARDaholic. Until next week, happy entrepreneuring.